Hi, everybody. This is Allison from Allylitkreations. How are you? Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you get anything from my work, a connect, a dot, an epiphany, a mind explosion, a new book to read, a new author to explore, please consider supporting my work. All the links are at the bottom of the description. And if you are so inclined, this is wood with oil painting, flowers, a sign, and then encased in epoxy. It's kind of hard to see with the lights because it's glossy. So I like to incorporate a lot of different medium in my work. Sometimes, because of finances, I don't get many opportunities to find wood really cheap to make those. Boom. When I do, they take forever, but I like how they come out. So if you're interested in any of my work, I have pyramids. It's hiding behind all my musical instruments, but pyramids, artwork, allykatcreations211.com. I just want to say, I am not that expensive. I am not charging $500 for a pyramid. The big pyramids are not that expensive. So, and I work with people. So please give her a shout out, an email. That keeps me going. So, spiritual sound advice. Hi, everybody. Hi. So I'm gonna have this as a test run for a few things. I'm gonna do Oracle card pulls today. There is a full moon. I want to say either tonight or tomorrow, but okay. All day I've been channeling. I've been taking in the Schumann resonance. I did a TikTok about it today. Like focusing in on the present moment and understanding the waves of the Schumann resonance. We had really big spikes and I was like an energy ball, which is great. And now I'm like in streaming all of those downloads, uploads, and stuff like that. And I'm shedding a lot of, I have to move this because it's vibrating. I am shedding a lot of past programming, indoctrination, um, understanding why I feel invisible to people that I go way far out of my way for, and it's been really tough shedding that program because I can't dismiss the emotional states that come with it. Feeling worthy, feeling wanted, feeling heard. I don't need to be understood all the time because not everybody's going to understand me. A lot of what I am and what I do, it's more subconscious for some than it is for others. Okay, that's somebody outside. So I was going to do a video earlier today, but I did the USS Liberty. I was up a lot last night doing that video for it. I didn't get much sleep. And then my neighbors decided to have this big ruckusy barbecue, which is fine. But I don't need the drowning. And someone was just playing their probably $8,000 stereo system outside. So, yeah, this is now being filmed at night, not in the morning. Anywho, sorry about that. You can see I'm all over the place. All these feelings that I've been purging and letting go, the issue with I don't know what he is to me anymore, because he hasn't talked to me, he hasn't reached out to me. That just shows me either one, he is stewing in his shit, or he's just over it and he never was or had any emotional states towards me, which makes me feel used. This is a repetitive pattern that keeps flying into my life. I unfortunately attract people who believe that they're ready for someone like me. And not to put myself on a podium or sound so fucking conceited, because I know what that sounds like. But I'm really walking in my authentic self, and I'm not the easiest person to be around when I start going off and trying to talk to somebody on a higher dimensional level, and they're like, huh? And not to say they're not, like, he was awake to an extent, not as open-minded to some of the things that I was saying, but he didn't dismiss it, and that's fine. I don't need somebody to be my match in that way. Okay, there's something next to me. I mean, I had this notion it was a karmic relationship, absolutely is and was. I don't know where I stand with him. I'm sure he's already moved on, but I'm detaching from not just the relationship, because if he does come back, I'm fine with that. I can work with that. That's what adults do, by the way. But if not, I've already detached. But the detachment is not just person. It's the cycle. It's the ancestry. It's the concurrent lives I've lived with that person. It's that storyline that we both wrote for each other. Getting the lesson, I already know what the lesson is, but it's like now purging it out. I think we all, when we're with somebody, if it ends or there's a lull period or there's like some stalemate or that, that's usually because there's stuff that is being mirrored back between you and that other person that you haven't yet learned. And it's like, hi, learn the lesson already, because you got to move on now, honey. And move on either to recoup, to heal the relationship together, or it's time to separate in set ways. There is issues that I know comes from a lot of people who say that they see my light body. That's no, you want it to be. That's the ego. I travel a lot in my light body. I'm very aware of where I go. Understand how many people tell me the same story in the same lines. Too many to count on both hands. You need to claim and heal your wounds. It's a long process. It's a lot of shadow work. And shadow work is like that lotus that keeps unfolding and more surprises keep jumping out at you. I am, and why I'm mentioning this and why I'm bringing this up and why I have all the musical instruments that I want to test out on the audio. I don't know what's going to work and what doesn't, because sometimes when you have a microphone, I don't have like a musical, I can't afford it, the whole setup sound system thing. But what I would like to do is use the meditations that I do and use And I tweak everything for myself. So someone might be guiding me in a meditation, and then I will do my own for myself. Um, and I want to test out a bunch of things. I am not certified, I'm not expert. I am just going to use the tools that I have at my disposal. But a lot of people have been asking me, like, you talk about your meditations, like, how do you go about it? I do listen to Brian Scott. He's one of the top people that I listen to when I need guided meditation. Um, Joe Dispenza also, he's not my highest, but he's up there. There's a bunch of other YouTube channels I'll sift through. I know a lot of people recommend stuff to me, but it has to be in divine timing to my resonance and frequency that I need something to be like in tuned with me. Again, I am a conduit of a lot of energy, and many of you are too. And I just can't listen to anybody or any frequency that they're playing the music. And that takes a lot of money too, unless you have an engineer who knows how to make original music and like throw it on a channel. You know, there's a lot of technical stuff that I just samples and stuff like that. I know a lot of people who are in the music industry. It's not easy and it's very expensive. So we're going to get creative with instrumentation. That's from moi. And I want to impart maybe once a week. We'll see. I'm still shifting the meditations according to upstairs, and these are just for whoever wants to, if you resonate with them. I'm not going to do one today. I just want to play with the musical sounds, and if anybody wants to give me your feedback, if what you're hearing. This survived my move. I'm shocked it survived. I knew that would work. I have this really cool drum that someone bought me. It has the raven and the snake and the Yggdrasil. I don't know how that sounds. I don't know how loud that is. Please let me know. Um, why am I playing instruments, Allison? music, when you're in trance, Smith and Bailey, my friend Terry and Jonathan, when they took me into trance to get up to source itself and to pull a lot of energy down and go through the different portals, and I mean, it was incredible what they did. Jonathan is very good with his musical instruments, and musical instruments break up static frequency within your field, and it readjusts your axial tonal lines within your body. Um, I can never match Jonathan's expertise with the music. He's fantastic. Hi, Jonathan, if you ever see me. Um, they literally, both of them, and my girl, Cosmic Mama, they saved my life. They helped me in such a big way, shutting down something that could have potentially been a disaster. Um, so a lot of what they do is incorporate music in their meditations, and I like that idea. I usually do binaural beats or meditative music, depending on the frequency, what it's used for. I think the best thing that one of my mediums told me, that my guides really wanted to impart on me in the message with him, was that you got to personalize anything that you take into yourself. So, of course, you can get a blueprint from somebody. Let's just say Brian Scott is doing affirmations. And my media would say, well, Allison, if the wording doesn't just flow with you, why don't you just say it in your own way? If certain words trigger you or give you a negative feeling, because we all perceive and define words differently as we are maturing into the higher frequencies, what words actually feel, emote, and what it is on a more mature scale. Not all the words that someone projects in an affirmation is going to hit me into the heart spot, make me feel warm and fuzzy, or gets me to my highest excitement, that I'm gonna get to that frequency of, wow, I really feel this in my energy. If we want to manifest, we need to get to the frequency of the highest excitement. Like I'm really excited that I might be getting a cat, and I'm gonna call her Freya. I'm getting excited about this. It's time for me to have another animal. I gave some time with Morgan being passed away, and it's time for something new and fresh in my life. This is all my astrology, all the tarot cards. The tower is falling, Allison. Your life is being ripped up again. Death card, tower moment, and then the chariot is swooping in like a jerk. And then all my astrology is the same thing, like uplifting. Everything is uprooting, everything is transformation, 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 and the cycling of the washing machine. So what is going to bring me grounded to my highest excitement? Because the future for me is, I don't know, I can't see for myself. And as much as people project to me everything's going to be okay, Allison, and your life is always going to materialize something good. Well, up to this thence far, and I'm being realistic, and I'm not shutting out what the potentialities are. I'm just saying, every time people say that, yeah, it looks so good for a little bit, and then the whole shit crashes down, and it keeps cycling that way. So I have to figure out where to break the cycle. It looked great for 9 months, and then all of a sudden, poof, sparkle farts and glitter. So it's getting to that frequency, holding it. Just like people hold on to others' words, hold it on, get to that feeling. So let's equate it. And I say this as an example because a lot of people, and I've said this before on this channel, Peter Pan, Tinkerbell. Remember the movie Hook? If you haven't seen Hook, go watch Hook. Okay. Tinkerbell sprinkles fairy dust on Peter Pan, and Peter Pan in the modern times could not hold a thought of happiness because he's a narcissist. And then he had to hold the thought. Once he had it, he started lifting up, but he couldn't hold it because he had to get to his highest excitement. Not just a fleeting moment emotion, something you can hold. Something that brings you so much unconditional love and joy that you can hold that frequency and state. Once you can do that, Peter Pan was flying and soaring, and that's where we need to obtain. But for a manifestation state, we need to keep it, hold it, imagine past it, and then drop it as if you never thought the thought, and let the universe bring it to you. It's not easy. And there's also divine orchestration and divine timing that is at play as well. Especially for someone like me who has to wait for certain circumstances to come into my purview for me to walk into a purpose. So like my job, it's coming. It's not here yet, but it's incoming. And I'm really excited. But until then, I have the lull in between period. It's tense. A lot of us are at that in between stage of where we are, where we want to manifest, what we want to manifest, and what we need to focus on. And the idea behind the meditations is to confront the past instead of anger, like an abusive parent. You hate your parent like you want them dead. And if they are passed over, it doesn't matter, whatever I'm gonna bring up in a meditation, doesn't matter if they're dead or alive, you're gonna meet them in your imagination, and you're going to have choice words with them, but you're gonna do it in a lovingly manner. You're gonna do it in an empowered manner, and you're gonna do it from a space from your heart. And then once the conversation you're having with somebody is over, you're going to forgive yourself first. You're going to forgive them, and you're going to let it go and release because you said all that you could say, and goodbye. Not in a nasty way, in a loving, I forgive you. I'm not going to forget, but I forgive you. For real. I feel it, mean it, and it's a first step into cutting the cords, the entanglement, undoing the knots. Because a lot of us don't realize that the people that we choose to have in our lives are there for a purpose, for a contract of sorts, an assignment. Okay, contracts some people don't like, an assignment, a role. You put people on your stage, in your movie, and you're all playing different roles for each other, only for your spiritual soul growth. So when you can detach the emotional strings you have to another person, it takes time. This is what I'm doing with biking. My heart knows that this was karmic. My heart knows that it's up to him if he wants to not throw away something that was good and heal it and move forward with it or not. That's up to him. I'm not forcing anything. And if he wants to move on, God bless. the aspect that for other people is to understand that these karmic relationships, I mean, most relationships, you orchestrated it when you weren't here. You were already in spirit. In spirit, you're playing out now what you wrote in your screenplay upstairs. It's detaching the emotion. And how do we do that? We need to release it. We need to forgive it. We need to forgive ourselves for choosing such circumstances to give us such heartache and such depression and anxiety and whatever that person brought to you. We need to heal it. And then we need to move on, because we are a vast ocean of billions of souls who are all one anyway, who are here for a purpose. And maybe my lesson and his needed to be taught and learned, and now it's over and goodbye. Adios, high in the middle of the street. I don't know what to tell you. But I'm just using him as an example. So I don't hate him. I feel sorry for him. And for most people, it took me a couple of days to just go through the emotions, let it flow through me. I did this with my parents. I did it when they died. I did the same thing. I was happy that they passed away because they were in pain and they were suffering, but there was a lot of other things going on psychologically that I needed to release. And when I did this sort of meditation, it helped me each time I would come to them in my meditation. I would just say, I don't respect the fact that you held me back. You guilted me from not having my life because you wanted me to take care of you. I was going to take care of you regardless. That was in my contract. But by you keeping me from having my life because you didn't approve of what lifestyle I chose, and, gothic, I like to go to the club, and all parents are protective. Mine was overly protective, and I get it. I had to forgive myself for allowing that behavior to rule over me. I know my mom is sorry. She says it all the time. I was such a burden on you, and I apologize. And I reconciled with her. I'm able to do that because I have a connection. She's here. I have a connection to my mom, a strong one. And I know she didn't mean, you see, I'm crying. Mom lighting up on the vibrations. She didn't mean it in a malicious way. She wanted the best for me. Really, Mom? Yeah, she's totally here. But I knew what she wanted for me, and it wasn't obtainable. She wanted the three-piece suit type of guy that could give me the world. And that's just not the reality that I chose for myself at all. I know what I chose, and it's not that. And God bless her for wanting that for your daughter. You want the best for your kids, right? But I wasn't able to attract that because that wasn't meant to be in my life. If anybody is meant to be in my life, I'm okay with being alone. I need physical help. It would be nice that if God forbid something happens to me, there is somebody there to, no one's knocking on my door 5 days later to a dead body. Just saying, nothing, I'm fine. Yeah, she's letting off. Give me a second, because I have to talk to her. I'm back. I had to ground because she was coming in really intense. Um, which is fine. She's welcomed. I had to do those meditations, in each conversation that I would sit and have with her, I made it specific to what I needed to be healed. So That's why I haven't put out a video with the meditation yet. A, because I wanted to test the musical sounds that I want to introduce and see how loud they are, if you can hear them, and play around with it. But also word things with the best intentions, because when you choose to focus in on one aspect of what you really need to, that conversation, you can say a million things to the person, but you want to fine tune it to specifics. That way, the release, the forgiveness is that more intense, if that makes sense. It's something that I had to learn for years. My mom's gone 6 years. My dad's gone almost 20. And I had a really bad relationship with my dad. Not gonna lie, he's probably gonna come through too. Devastating relationship with him. But I do have to say, he provided for me and my mother. He did not know how to show his love. He wasn't that affectionate. But he was a provider. He did care. It just didn't show. And I had to learn how to reconcile that after he passed, and actually knowing his background a little bit more, because my mom never really spoke to me about my grandfather until after the fact. And my grandfather, I knew when he was alive and I was a child, like, scary man, not the best energy. Came from Russia. Scary. And this is my adopted dad, by the way. Still my dad. And I didn't understand how my dad was brought up, if that makes sense. And then when I was able to hone in on him and the energy and understand that he didn't mean harm and he just didn't know how to convey how he felt. And it came out the wrong way, that really did damage to me. So I had to go, and every time I had this meditation and I did this conversation, it would be different. And it would just be a fine-tuned, like, moment. I'm like, I wish at this moment you would have X, Y, and Z. And I forgive you and I release. So it's fine tuning what you need to say to a person that's either, and it could be someone that's alive or it could be somebody that's passed on. It doesn't necessarily matter because they're alive in spirit. Okay. If they're reincarnated or incarnated or not, a part of them is going to hear your message. Period. This is more for you, but you're putting the energy out there. Okay, this is my favorite toy. I wish I had a bigger one, but I really like this toy. It's not a toy, it's a musical instrument. I have I have to find my kalimba. I love my kalimba too. I I was chosen for band in elementary school and I played the trumpet and I sucked. I wanted like everybody else to play the clarinet and I didn't get to play the clarinet. And then when I became a paraprofessional, one of the girls had trouble with her instrument, and I was like in this elite high school um, before I got placed in my long-term position in elementary. And I actually was learning the flute with her to help her. And I'm not that bad at the flute either, but I'm musically inclined too. We'll see if we hear that. I also have tuning forks, which are not the easiest to hear, and I don't have the glass singing bowls. I have like the Tibetan metal ones. I might bring those out when I get my oracle cards. But like during the meditation, I would start off and then walk you through with the drum into your relaxing stage, and then kind of quiet it out, and then as things transition, bring in a noise. Yeah. So that's just my thought. I wanted to test this out. I don't know how it's going to sound on the video. That's why. I would do lives with the, but I don't know how that's going to sound. So, good test run, right? So there's a lot of energy going on in the collective. There is a lot of changes and transitions. There's a lot of stuff going on the outside world. There is a lot of stuff going on in the inside world, and a lot of us are purging it out. Purging it out. And the purge is reflective on the outside world. Hi. I know I'm not the only one feeling like shit. And it's not to say that I'm always now in the state of shit. The dark night of the soul is kind of like weaning down now, because I see the lesson. I see where the knot in the cord is attached. And I can detach it, and if it wants to come itself and gravitate back, great. I was watching a tarot card reader the other day. I'm very intrigued by her. Just Spirit always brings me to people that I need to see. And she's talking about, well, if you don't like that timeline, why don't you just jump onto the other one where that doesn't happen? Oh, I could try that. So we might do a meditation with that. The only thing I have to say to what she was implying, and this is the truth, we're in a multiverse, and whatever decision is playing out in this here and now, you can always change it, because you can jump to your other self that's playing out with another person, another storyline. But there is a reason why you chose certain events to be a catalyst in your life. You chose this. Like I chose Viking to just like one day take my words completely out of context and like not talk to me, don't want to deal with it, fuck you, bitch, and kind of just don't care about me anymore. I don't know how true that is, but that's what it feels like. Now, why did I choose that for myself? What did I need to see? What did I need to heal? What did I need to learn from the experience? Is it that I need to stand up when I am a nice person and I overdo for people, and I really do? I give a lot of myself out and extend my time and my energy to a lot of people. And at times, I give a little too much out, and then it's like they want to keep grabbing at it, right? Viking is no different from this scenario. I was doing a lot to show my worth, my loyalty, my love, my respect, and to show how much investment I have in the relationship. What I was not in the awareness of is, what was he doing for me? And I'm very independent. I'm an Aries. And I'm very fiery in my chart and very much air. And I didn't see a balance or a strike of an effort being made on his end. That's where, when my health scare, and it's still kind of a scare, happened, and that took me out of, like, it took me by shock with what happened to me. The allergy, I'm allergic to myself, by the way. Isn't that great? I'm allergic to myself. When that health scare happened and I needed somebody, I shouldn't have to force somebody to want to care, and I shouldn't have to force somebody to be at my aid or to give me the attention I think I deserve after everything I've been through with, it could be anybody at this point. And he's not just alone in this matter. There's a lot of people that I know that I have extended so much to, that it's like when stuff really, the serious shit hits the fan, like it's like cockroaches and scattering. And the true angels that run and come into my life are usually people I will probably never meet in person. I hope I do. Or it's people that just knows how difficult it is. And the Amish mindset, where the people that I tend to help, and I do it because I have a mission with them. Big, some of these people, huge missions. And it's just, there's no reciprocity back. There's no exchange. And I don't necessarily need an exchange, but when someone like myself hits hard times, once again, I'm here. You should be wanting to jump to my aid, and not financially, doesn't mean that. It's just to help me out somehow. Like, let's brainstorm. And it's like silence. That's what hurts me more than anything else, because I do everything graciously with nothing. I don't necessarily need anything in return. But is the people that I'm surrounding myself with people that I want to be around when, only when I'm in my high, everything is great and I'm able to give. And then when I need the help, everybody flies away from me and like scatters like cockroaches, like I just said. It's one of those things that I'm still trying to weigh out. How much of my wall do I need to put up? How many people do I let in? And how many people do I need to drop? This is the phase that I'm at right now. And a lot of us are in that phase. We have friends, we have family, we have a lot of people that, it's like, no. Where were you when this happened to me? I don't expect people to be there for me at every moment. I don't collapse in every moment. I know there are people that do. Like every little thing is like this, this crazy shit show where I don't collapse that often. I'm a very strong person, but when something scares me in terms of like my throat's closing, my tongue's swollen, I need a Benadryl. Shit, I don't have an EpiPen. Like that's like life and death, and that's what I'm talking about. Um, but you should always have somebody to fall on. It shouldn't just, we're at the time where we're supposed to be about unity consciousness. How can we be unity consciousness if you're scattering like cockroaches when someone is not at their height? And then you only reappear in their life when they're in their height because you're using them. That's my assumption. And that's a sad aspect that I have to learn from. We'll see. But that just shows how passionate I am. I'm here for other people. I do, because it's a part of a bigger mission. Doesn't make me happy all the time that I get treated or I feel invisible at times, or I'm not appreciated the way that showing up for somebody would look like. you know, it's giving the shiv with giving a compliment. And it happens a little too often, and I'm seeing a repeated pattern, but I am hoping I hold high hopes for a large vast majority of people who are on a journey, and it is to ascend, that they're just the confusion in the programming, the letting go of the ego is really where the struggle is becoming. What I'm seeing on the outside, what I'm seeing from other people is they don't know how to give up the ego. As much as I can sound fucking retardedly conceited, I'm not here to put myself up on a podium, and I would hope that I'm not taken that way. I've seen people throw themselves up on podiums and judge and be disrespectful. It's one thing to give an opinion and to give it and voice it with love and respect. And it's another when it's just shade being thrown. All of this stuff in the last couple of days, I've been sitting in meditation, doing what I'm hoping to do with everybody when I am able to film without a million people in the backyard right next door to me. And dogs barking, and because I know sometimes you can hear it. I want to do a meditation where we confront these things and individually release and heal and forgive and learn how to put boundaries up, or keep the ones that you have and really keep them enforced. When we do this and we clear this energy, it's clearing old programming. It's clearing, it's not your fault that you're programmed. It's clearing out the old to make room for the new. And I keep reiterating that to myself, that regardless of my situation day to day, I have to forgive myself because I have come so far in 2 years. The growth and maturity that spiritually I have undergone is incredible. And I'm not even anywhere near done. Not done. And I know a lot of you are in the similar place. Like, if you were to reflect on yourself from 2 years ago, you could take it 5 years, whatever you want. Look how much you have grown spiritually. It's exponential. I don't care if you don't want to give yourself that kind of props, but I'm telling you to. Like, I don't give myself enough credit that 2 years ago, I was living in a hotel. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what the hell was with my life. But I took 2 kitty cats with me. I got in the car and I bucked up, and I did something I never thought I would ever, A, have to do, and B, I would ever choose to do. Universe forces me to do things. And it's not because I'm not unwilling. It's just, I guess I'm complacent sometimes in my comfortability. I like to have, I didn't have the nicest, kindest life, and I've had a really rough life. But hey, guess what? I'm here. I made it. And I'm very proud of myself for doing things alone that other people are codependent with. Like, a lot of people can't understand how I moved my entire, like, from one house to the other all by myself with 2 cats. A lot of people don't realize that I had to put all the furniture together. I had to move everything in myself. I didn't have movers move anything in. The move was very costly in the first place. I did all it. I had to buy all new furniture, but I bought it at cost. I had to build it. I built and put together everything in my house. Just like I took everything apart in my old house and I had to give it away. I had to build a new life for myself. And that takes a lot of guts and it takes a lot for somebody to do. And I did it. And I don't give myself enough credit for that. If you all go back into your own lives and looked at all of it, be proud of where you are, no matter what circumstance you're in right in the moment. Be proud of yourself. You're breathing. You're a human, beautiful soul, and you're alive. You are worth it, and you made it to this point. So give yourself credit, because I don't give myself enough credit for all the things that I had to go through. I'm here. So make sure that you are giving yourself a big hug and self-care. Self-care is very important at this point in time because you're grounding. When you are a service to yourself, it's not selfish. It's a service to self in the negative sense when you're more on a narcissistic path where it's all about you and everybody else is just an extra. Where you are a service to yourself, but a service to others, you are filling your cup full so you could pour it out to others. And that's where a lot of us need to understand when you are self-caring, you're not being selfish. You are making sure that your cup is full, that you can go out with the best, brightest light. It's like putting in a new light bulb to the lighthouse. Now you can reach further and further and further and further and further. But if you let the light bulb dim, you are just like, hi. You need a new light bulb. And that takes time to get up those stairs and then to unwind it and to put your light back on. So make sure that you are taking time out every day to do something nice for yourself, whether it is to read affirmations, whether it is to read oracle cards or affirmation cards, or play some music, or literally physically play some music, or go outside and just look at nature. These are things that are free. They don't cost a thing. I'm still on the hunt to finding a park here, and there's a million of them, that has an adult swing, because I love swinging. I'm going to find it, and I'm going to go there, and I'm going to have the time of my life. Going out and trying new things and being in a situation where you're, okay, so like I'm not financially okay right now. And I have a lot of gratitude towards people who are giving me something so I can live and keep the lights on and feed myself. And, thank you to everybody who's been helping. It means the world. And just like I said 2 years ago, if it wasn't for the people who helped me back then, a lot of people like, you can get a job at anywhere. It's not about that. I'm putting my best feet forward to create this. Doesn't, this takes time to do. I read a lot of books. I give a lot of stuff out. And the energy exchange is something that could keep me physically doing what I do. I had to get a job. But that's a part of my mission and purpose. So I had to wait. And all of this is just to show me, I'm the caterpillar and the chrysalis, just like all of you. And we're going to start spreading our wings and we're just going to start flying. But I'm making changes in my routines. I went to a cat cafe. I kept looking at it. It's right next door to the post office. once in a, I get maybe an order a month. So when someone orders something from me, I go to the post office and I keep seeing the cat cafe. Why didn't I ever go in there? Because I would buy everything in there because there's cats, everything is cats. But also with Morgan being sick and Ethan having passed away in the last year, it wasn't time for me to go in. And then I got the urge, spirit nudged me, you gotta go. Just go. It's down the block. Go. Have fun. Have a lemonade. You could afford that. So I went and I had a really good time. And I made a connection with the owner. She put my flyer out with business cards, which was super nice. I gave her a lot of donations because no one else would take it. And I hope to grow a relationship with this woman and the people that go there and maybe get a second job with them or donate my time, put in an entry for a free, portrait. I'll do a cat portrait to raise money for cats. Like, you see how my wheels are turning, how I can help myself in my business, but also help others. Like, I'm trying different things. Not all those things are going to work, but I'm putting my best foot forward and trying. Like, I want to go to the park and go on a swing. You never know who you're going to meet at the park and who's going to strike up a conversation with you. That's how you are the lighthouse. That's how you are seeding when you're putting yourself out there and making changes to your day. If you're not doing these things, you're going to get into a stale spot. And I'm not saying go out and do all what I'm doing. I find things that you can make a change that you don't necessarily ordinarily do. But what does your heart want? I can't answer that for you. But when you're in my situation and you're scrapping by, you don't always have the funds to go and do some, girls' night out of town. I don't have money for that. But you know what I can do? Go to the park and read a book. I can go on a swing. That's free. Costs a little bit to get there with gas, but still manageable. You never know who you're going to bump into when you put yourself out there. And that's something I've challenged myself with the last year to do. So I'm just giving you guys my real deal life, not to air my dirty laundry out to anybody. But when you get real and when you get personal, other people know it. I'm not faking my shit. And it's going to help other people heal with me. Because I'm going through it and these are the tools that are helping me. It might not help you. But if you shift or twist something that I do, but take it in your own direction, that's all I want to be is a stepping place for you to have an idea and then run off with it, if that makes sense. We'll see. Oracle time. Done ranting. Never done ranting, but color. Vibrational impulses and light waves. Your perception of life is becoming more colorful. You are opening to different colors and experiences. Many of us are. Color breaks up old black and white thinking and opens your heart to the beauty of love and life. The colors of the rainbow are variations of white light reflecting the diverse experiences of life, and they are all valid. Each color of the spectrum has its own energetic vibration that stimulates certain responses and healing. Different colors mirror your current physical, emotional, and spiritual state. Your soul uses this mirror to communicate your needs to heal or to embrace balance. Get to know what colors you are attracted to and the ones that repel you. You are loved and you are loved, no matter how colorful your or another life's is. So a lot of people think because I like the color black, like it's my favorite color ever, that I don't like color. Far from the truth. I have pink neon lights. I'm not a pink person, but I like my neon lights. But I mean, if you look at my work, there's no black in those pieces. And with the skulls and the pyramids and stuff, like the black is the absorption of energy, and it transmutes it. But a lot of my work, majority of my paintings are of vibrancy and nature, happy stuff. Um, and I'm just explaining this because a lot of people mention it like, oh, you're gothic and stuff. Yeah, I like the dark because I embrace my dark side. I like the dark. It's a protective color. For me, I need to be protected. When I wear, and I'm also an artist, by the way, hello, we know this, I'm an artist. I get dirty with light colors. I can't keep a shirt, a white, I have white shirts, very few and far between in my closet, but they're there. The minute I put it's on, it's already dirty. That's just the way it is. When I have a darker color on, you can't tell that I'm dirty or I got a smudge of something on me. It's hard to see. So I'm not a bright color person. I will wear color, but I like black. That's just me. You might like red. All color, though, has a purpose and a use, and there's no evil colors out there, by the way. You look so dark and grim. Ugh. Yeah, well, that makes me happy. What makes you happy? Go with it. Why are you judging? But yes, we are shifting into a higher frequency for most of us. And even if you're not, when you're in nature, I get glimpses of this. As spirit drops a lot of animal, we're going to do the animal stuff today. The symbolism in animals. I had the American golden finches. I have yet to see any other ones out in my yard. I'm not lying. I see hummingbirds here and there. Last year, 1,000,005 hummingbirds, and I have feeders. I don't see them this year as often. The golden finch has never seen yellow ones like that ever, and I haven't yet. Haven't seen the cardinals really. I've seen some bluebirds rare. I get the normal American sparrows and songbirds, but not a vibrancy like the golden finches. Okay. Butterflies. When I'm the one mowing my own lawn and taking and caring to my property. No one else is. I don't have a hired out. I do all the work myself. When I'm out there and I'm walking and I'm mowing and I'm in nature and I am with the land, I do get experiences of things sparkling and the color amplifying. And I also have in my genetics, in my DNA, I'm able to see a broader range of color than other people. A lot of artists have that trait. If someone put the Roy G. Biv scale out, like I could see all the hues in between that make the colors. I see a lot more color than most people. So this amplified, I get glimpses of it and it's gorgeous. Other people are seeing similar things. So when these things are coming about, it's just you're grading and it's a beautiful thing. And if you're not, it's okay. You're going to get those waves of energy in different ways. Everybody receives their energy differently. So don't worry if you're not seeing these things yet. Some people, like mediums, not all mediums actually see dead people. I used to be able to as a child, and now it is a strain for me to, like, I saw something over here like a little while ago. Um, but I am not seeing spirit anymore like I used to. I have to really strain to see them. I feel them now more than I can see them. I'm more of a I have the knowing. I feel it. Right. Not everybody's going to have those abilities. Not everybody's going to see the same thing. Not everybody's experiences are going to be matched, but there are similarities in these things. So pick up into those similarities. We have the nourish card. You are love and you are loved. This is repeated twice. I know this is like a Allison, you're loved. Don't. Trust me, I know I'm never ever alone because I have a freaking ginormous team upstairs, and so does many of you, but I'm aware of it and I know it. But like sometimes you need a physical hug, and they can't provide me that physical hug. That's why I'm going to adopt a cat so I can have a hug. Anywho, sorry, I'm being silly. This image consists of your soul star Gaia, the soul of Earth, and the divine cleansing that is expanding the love of all. Honor your temple, your body, for it is the physical manifestation of your soul. In doing so, you honor Earth, for she is the physical manifestation of Gaia. Don't judge your environment or your body. Just be discerning about what you focus on and digest what feels helpful. Gaia knows how grateful you are because you are here. She wants to remind you that worthiness and ease are your birthright. You are creating beauty, intimacy, and deeper connections with Gaia and your higher self just by playing on Earth. Feel Gaia's loving embrace everywhere in nature, a backyard, a pot plant, or your mind's eye. If there is something you want to change about or Gaia's body, connect with your soul and be inspired by a new path that will lead you to your desire. On this planet, all is forever moving into more and more love. What is happening with the shifts? Okay, I did my shuffle before I put the recording back on. I don't pick these things out, guys. These come out when I do my cards. What's happening? Spirit is saying, like, you're starting to experience little glimpses of an upgraded Gaia. We're shifting, it's happening. Now, before I pull any other cards, because we're going to pull some different types of cards today. Channeled upstairs. Please understand this shift, the ascension, the energy is a walk on a path. It's not going to happen just like that. And maybe for 500 or 600 people, it might. But for the majority of us, it is a slow walk to this point. Nothing happens in a snap in terms of understanding, understanding, integrating, emoting, and actually walking the energy. I know for myself, like I said earlier, I've been on this journey my entire life. and I've always been learning and stair-stepping and furthering my soul's advancement. I'm nowhere near done. Nowhere near done. I don't know it all. I don't know every aspect of all things. That's why we're all needed together to bring unity into a bigger picture. Everybody's perception about the ascension is going to be different because you are going through your own ascension. You're going through your own expansion, and your expansion isn't going to look like anybody else's. There's similarities, right? But not everybody is going to feel the same things. So when I'm doing these readings, please keep it in mind. From what other people I've been hearing, and I listen to a lot of readers out there and a lot of people, and I'm not here to judge them. I think what they're doing is fantastic and it helps regardless. I just caution people to go inside. Okay, my flashlight, like everybody else's flashlight, is not happening for me. It might happen for you. Okay, I don't want to take that off the table for anybody that listens to me. Because I say, but it's not gonna happen for me, and I already know this. It's gonna happen for me in feeling. Um, the shift has been happening every, I have my major uploads, downloads 369, and it's 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. I get like minor stuff throughout, and then I get the medium stuff, and then all of a sudden, like, right, the explosion of deep shit. That's just my soul cycle. That's how my higher self brings in the information. Because if, again, I'd be on Unsolved Mysteries as a human combustion, honey, like in the picture, you'll just see some silver hair and you'll see my ashes. That's how serious that is. So just take into account when you're listening to other people and talk about the ascension and talk about this, it's a state of mind, it's a state of conscious expansion. Yes, we're bringing stuff into our bodies. I personally, when I hit 5D, I want to be gone out of physicality. I want to be in my light body. That's it. I'm done here. I'm not coming back. I don't want to come back. I already know this. This is set in stone for me. Okay. Some of you might want to come back. That's a choice that your soul made with source. Honor it. Whatever, and if you're not sure what you chose, and that's okay too, you'll find out eventually. For me, I don't know how set in stone. I want my pattern moment. I want to just disperse into light and just be happy. That's a happy moment for me. Going back to my light body. Being one with all things. That's a beautiful feeling, and I can actually encompass that and understand that feeling and feel it. That brings joy to my heart. Find out when you look into those things, think about what it is that you see your ascension as. Whether it's gaining a lot of knowledge, what is your purpose with that knowledge? What are you going to do with it? Everybody's all into the information right now. What are you doing with it to accelerate? When you get there, what are you going to do? We're so caught up that we're in a process. It's going to happen. But like, once you get there, are you mentally prepared? Are you prepared for that? You're so used to a lot of people are still very tethered, whether you like it or want to acknowledge it. You're still tethered here. You're tethered to the material, right? We still need it to function. What happens if you ascend tomorrow? The flesh of light happens and you're in your light body. Like, how could It's a shock to the system. It'll be a shock to your, just think about those things. Because I know we like to say ascension, we're moving up, and we're all stair stepping for a reason. This shift is going to take a long time, and there's different points of shift. There's DNA, there's etherical, there's our other higher selves, there's our chakra systems. There's a lot of our fields, the auric, your toroidal, that is whole shifting. And these need tweaking. They need adjustments. If you shifted like that, you would combust right now. It's a stair step for a reason. We still have to play out our 3D contracts with Source. Okay, yeah, you can manipulate your timelines. You can say, well, I null and void this contract on this timeline. I want a different choice and options. I'm done. And then you work your energy to that frequency of that timeline, that you can choose a different set of circumstances for yourself for different lessons and different learning. The learning doesn't go away just because you just can't handle your circumstances now. You get a new set of circumstances and challenges that will be put in your path that never changes. It'd be a very boring, dull life. And once you're cognizant of these things, you can make the decision on what you want and what would be your best benefit. How many lessons have you learned already? That's another meditation or something you can do on your free time, is to figure out, like, what have you conquered? What are the lessons you learned in this life? What do you think were holding you back in the other lives that you lived, even though they're concurrently happening right now? Ask yourself, in those other timelines, in the other dimensional spaces, that you've lived all these extraordinary, beautiful lives. And some of them are not the best. Some of them you're the evil person. But take, what cycle did you break this lifetime? What did you overcome this life? Like I said earlier, right? I don't give myself enough credit sometimes for how far I have made it on my own without a shoulder to lean on and without like people backing me up. Right? I honestly don't have much family, and the family I do, they really are in their own stages of like free fall collapse. Right? I can't take from them. It's just not, no. They don't have anything to give. But I done this myself, and I don't give myself enough credit for it. But if I were to go back to say, I broke the narcissistic empathic relationship, oh, it just happened again. Possibly, I'm not saying he is. But if it happened again, if this is a scenario that I played out again, like, what did I do differently this time that I'm not on the floor collapsed? Yeah, it took me a few days and going through some stuff, but I'm also transforming a whole other bunch of components in my life. That's just one little cherry on the sundae that took place. There's a lot of other things that are affecting me right now in my personal life. But when you are going into these questions for yourself, ask yourself, like, what cycle happened again and keeps replaying? What did you conquer this life? What did you overcome? What did you learn? It's good. If you are a journaler, that is a really good journal entry. Like, things that I've overcome and the things I learned this life. I bet you are going to fill a ton of pages if you do that. And if you can't think of something, go deep. I'm laughing because of the name of the card. Some of you might like it. Okay. I'm going to read the first card first. Dances on one foot. Balancing act. Resourcefulness. Saying yes to life. I'm trying not to do too close to the camera with this stupid thing. When dance on one foot shows up, you are called to find a new balance. Just as a dancer moves gracefully into each pose, no matter how precariously balanced a step might seem, you must bring equanimity to the situation before you, no matter how thorny or difficult a relationship seems. If you are putting too much effort into managing your life, work, relationship, family, and digital media, you're missing the point. You have to be dancing while juggling your entire life, knowing that at any one time, half of it is going to be up in the air. It's not that you are doing too much and find it impossible to catch up. Rather, it's that you are confusing readiness with preparation. You will never, ever be fully prepared for all the challenges in life, but you can be ready to say yes to a new invitation the universe offers you. Live in a state of yes to spirit and no to everything not fused and infused with life, romance, vitality, and the sacred. You'll be surprised by how quickly your load lightens when you hold true to this lesson. You are challenged now to work with the resources available to you and not be seduced by the belief, if I only had more. Life has provided you with everything you need to accomplish your goals and fulfill your mission. When it feels like you are losing your balance, do not contract, holding your arms close to your chest, or you will fall. Instead, reach out and extend them fully, saying yes to Spirit's steady hands. As we are changing and transforming, and the astrology, the energies, it's like everything is being ripped up and being purged. We do need to dance. I was a ballerina for many years, a professional dancer. When you're shifting your body, especially when you're on your toes, it takes a lot of practice and a lot of muscle work to hold and shift into another pose. So we do need to dance with life, and we do need to go with the flow. And so we have the balancing act, perfect storm. If you know, you know. An invitation to act now, the courage to step into life, sheltering from turbulence. When the perfect storm appears, it cautions you to be ready for an exciting, if turbulent time. The winds are picking up, and you need to make sure that you are close to the eye of the storm, or you will be buffeted by gusts that may take you far from where you need to be. The key is to remain centered and balanced. I love spirit. And bear witness to the forces built intensely. Notice how the loose stuff is starting to fly around, and recognize how little of it you truly need. Let go of those thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes that clutter your heart and cloud your mind. Then the storm will be absolutely perfect for you. If you wonder what you might lose during the perfect storm, know that it is those things that are most attached to that are taken first, as if life were trying to unburden us of our righteous self-importance. Let it all go with the wind. The less you resist the change brought by the perfect storm, the happier you will be. Ride the winds to your next destination, embrace the rain or snow. Remember that every time you try to argue with nature, you lose. The perfect storm can also be called for you to seize the moment. There might be a great opportunity that you need to take advantage of right now. Carpe diem. Here, time of the essence. It may be gone shortly, so do not hesitate. Go ahead, bite off more than you can chew, and take the storm on in all its terrifying greatness. Experiencing the fullness of life, you will succeed. Let go what no longer serves you. And sometimes we don't know what that is, right? Sometimes shit happens for a lesson and then things get better again. People come back to you because they realize they did a oopsie poop poop and they make amends. It happens. That's the cycles of life. But balance. The storm is here. And a lot of this is being on the side. It's going cuckoo, cuckoo, crazy, crazy. So are you going to hold on to everybody's, oh my God, this person said this, and oh my God, their intel said that, and oh my God, the card said this, and oh my God, this said that. And I'm being silly because that's the reactions I see in the chats all wherever I go. And I sneak into places just to see and get a pulse. And my goodness. Go into your heart space, people. I'm not talking about the people that watch me, but maybe new people might watch me one day and understand that stop holding on to false hope, false light, agendas, narratives. The plan, okay, is going to happen. Thoughts create things. When you put will to power, there's a cause and effect that happens out here. Timelines shift constantly. We're vibrating like immensely. Okay. All of us are vibrating. Our cells, everything in us is vibrating. Everything on the outside of us is vibrating. Okay. Speeds, different frequencies, different, all of this stuff. Okay. You get to choose what timeline you project yourself into. Collectively, everybody that makes this outside world manifest, when we shift to a higher level, collectively, timelines, major timeline shifts. So the plan that was the number 17 letter, that sticks to a certain time continuum, but at the same time, there are multiple meanings because there's multiple timelines that things can play out in. And then by the chess moves being made, things can change, events change because they took the rook and now I'm using this to take a pawn. Okay. The game shifts based on each move. And you can't necessarily all the time predict the moves because it's all a potentiality, even if Looking Glass is, I think it's real, but it's also showing you potentials. It's not an outcome that, yeah, there's a potentiality it could happen. Okay. So when you hold on to somebody saying this is going to happen at this time, blah, 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 and it doesn't happen, and you get upset, stop feeding your energy to that shit. I love you all. But those of you who continuously need to have that confirmation that there's a piece of paper that tells you it's going to happen. Yeah, there's a million other potentialities of it happening in a different way. Open your and expand your thinking and perception. It's all in divine accordance. It's just a matter of us. We dictate this stuff, okay? We're the ones who manifest. Even if a million people are projecting a specific person as VP, doesn't mean it's going to happen. Divine accordance. And then are we moving into the timeline where that can actually occur? It's not just saying it to will it and to wish it. Okay, it's actually doing the work to move into that timeline. And I can't be the only one that does that. I'm just saying, I'm sorry going off on a la-di-da rant, but wishful thinking doesn't manifest. I mean, it can if that's your highest excitement and that's the thing you want to focus on and desire for. Great. But not everybody's doing that. So just keep that in mind, that all events are potentialities. And because someone projects something doesn't mean it's going to happen like that. And I see it too many times in many different channels and chats. It's not just one or two, it's a bunch. I've been circling the wagons recently in different places, just popping in and seeing what the pulse is, reading people's, and I'm like, no wonder why I had to leave and stop watching. And not to say those people are bad, it's just my frequency gets lowered with certain people's projections of hate and just being stuck in a concept without expanding mine. We're already at this is expansion. And listen, I give those people grace and compassion and all the love that they need, because maybe this is something they need to have to wake up. But in the same breath, like, I can't lower my frequency to sit there and tolerate hate. I'm kind of tired of it. These cards are interesting. All right, I don't know. Do we want the bad or the good for? There's no bad, but we'll see what this one is. I haven't really touched these cards in 2 years. Not for you. A clear knowing that something is being denied you. Rejection is God's protection. There are times when it appears that no matter how deeply you desire something, no matter how hard you work at something, the result you seek always seems to elude you. Welcome to my life. And I know it's protection. It's as if you don't really get to be in the game and you feel you're just watching from the sidelines. The appearance of this card indicates that you are not going to obtain what you want right now, that indeed your dreams for the exact thing will not be fulfilled. This is a time to radically accept that not everything is available to you when you want it. Take heart, for there are benevolent forces who desire the best for you and have a much clearer idea of what is for your highest good. Rejection is God's protection. Something much better that will make you truly happy is on its way. Trust it. This could be said in so many directions, and it is the truth. Some things don't work out, and then time elapses because you needed to see something, and then you learn the lesson, and then things go back to being fine. Where the job, the car, the expected outcome isn't the way it's not for you. So whatever that not for you is, don't take it in a harsh way. Just see that your higher self orchestrated a lot of what this self needs and knows and sees the potentialities that is in front of it. It's up to you to surrender to source itself, to allow the process of better unfoldment to happen. New life. New life. Birth of new ideas, growth, opportunities, a breath of fresh air. Life renewing itself. Let's just suck it in. New life is happening for all of us. New life is happening for all of us. It's going to happen. It's moving. It's already there. Let's grab it. When spring awakens the world, joy and excitement can be felt all around and in your new very core. Blossoms burst from trees overnight. Birds return home and sing their glorious songs. The nature is full of promise. Miracles beckon all of us. All is well in your world, and you have the energy you need to feel renewed. Allow your heart to fill with enthusiasm. Let the light shine. This is a time for good fortune. So this is like a new life, like, because a lot of the rest of the stuff, there's a lot of meanings to this. Like relationships is like letting go of the old to let the new in. This is time to go out and connect. Like I was saying earlier, like I had the death card tower moment and a bunch of other card. I mean, my tarot, when I watch other people pull, the same cards are being pulled by different people who don't know each other and never probably watch other people do tarot. They're all pulling the same cards. There's no coincidences in any of that. It's all synchronistic. I pick up on this. It's trendy. Like I see what cards are being pulled by a mass collective of people when I do watch my tarot. I watch my sun sign. Sometimes I'll watch my moon sign, but it's a scary sign. And my ascending. But my sun is more where I resonate with. And the tower, the death card, the devil, the lovers have been coming out, and the chariot are the 5 major arcana that continuously comes out. The star and the moon also keep coming out because things are hidden, they're unknown. It's because I'm not expected to know what's going to happen. I have to put faith into the universe that this new life is going to happen. And I hope that many of you that feel it, that I'm feeling, that things are rough right now. We're going through the thick of things. You know, and for me, this is nothing new. This is just 2 years ago, and I've been going through this cycle that's now on a repeat mode. It's like replay on the cassette player. And it's, you know, when is this gonna actually change? When is it gonna stop? And I know I'm putting an end to it, but the new life is on its way. Are you meeting the energy? And when we do the dark night of the soul and we clear out the old, we disconnect, we detach, we untangle those knots. We're making room for new energy. We're making room for the new. You don't want to bring the luggage of a divorce, of a breakup, of old habits. You don't want those sneaking back in. Everybody has and serves a purpose in your life. Everybody. When you detach the emotional hatred and right, when you take that away, you come to a neutral space. Okay, what did you learn from this person? What did you impart on that person? Do you think they got the lesson? Do you think they learned anything? What did I learn? What cycle did I repeat? Ask your questions. Be objective and release it. Forgive them. You signed that contract together. Okay. I didn't know this when I had my relationship like 13 years ago that broke me into a million pieces and shattered me and made me so closed off. It took that long for me to actually have the audacity to recognize when someone rang my doorbell that I should give it a chance. Because I was so guarded and so closed off. And all the other guys that walked into my life from that 13-year point till now, they were just interested in the earthly pleasures of things. They weren't interested in actually having an honest relationship. So instead of reacting or falling on the floor and my life is shattered and it's ruined, no, it's not. It's just, okay, what did I learn? What was this cycle? And now I gotta uncord myself. And if he decides that he wants to try again, great. If not, I love you, but it wasn't meant to be. And I have to move on. Hurts, nonetheless. It all hurts. But, something's better going to take its place. Well, hell yeah. Bring it on. Serendipity. Opportunity allied with readiness, the awareness of synchronicity, luck, good fortune appearing as signs and symbols, a magical alignment of events. Okay. Spirit nudged me to go to the cat cafe, and I went there just to check out the vibes. I bought a t-shirt that's really cute. It was on sale. And then I got a nudge one day, Allison, you got to get out of the house and clear your head. You're not in the right headspace. Go do something different and do something that's going to make you happy. Okay, let's go to the cat cafe and drop off some donations, and let's make an appointment to sit in the cat area and play with cats. Spirit nudged me to do that. And now I had to pause because I got a message from a friend. When I filled out an application for a kitty, I want to name her Freya. She's right now, her name is Oki. Cute little tuxedo girl. Not like Morgan, but really cute. And I really hope that I get her. But the people called my friend really late tonight and she didn't know what the hell, so she didn't answer. She'll call them back. But it looks like the application process is looking good and moving forward. So serendipity, there was my sign, like it's meant to happen that I'm supposed to have a cat in my life. Okay, I'm just giving you that example. But I also was able to put my business out there, and I can grow a relationship with these people and help them and they help me. That's divine orchestration right there. Are you looking for the signs? Everything you bring into being now will leave a wondrous legacy for others in the future. Your service to the world is being supported at this time. Expect the unexpected and smile, for Spirit loves you so very much. So take note of the signs. Take note of the occurrences happening in this world. Just take note. I do that. I got a lot of vibration. Commitment. The frequency of commitment supports our ability to devote ourselves in all aspects of our being and with unwavering belief. So you got to commit to the awareness that you're moving on up, that things are changing, that it is chaotic and very confusing right now for so many of us. But when you commit to yourself, do the self-work, when you commit to aligning what information you're receiving into your heart space, you're going to be able to discern a lot more than you think. Kindness. The energy of kindness reminds us to be considerate and wise in our interactions with others and ourselves, and to find the root of our love through our connection to source. Kindness. Okay, upstairs. Sorry, I know this video is going to be long. It is what it is. Understand that all the source, those other people, their source, they're mirrors for you. Okay. When you show yourself kindness, you're showing other people kindness. You're exuding it, you're walking it, you're projecting it out. This is a very unstable world we're in right now because we're all purging and it's now reflecting out into the outer world. People are going to be volatile. Let's just put it that way. Depending on ideologies, thoughts, processes. And we need to come back to the understanding of compassion and kindness. Knowing that you can't take other people's actions personal. Their reactions towards you, even if it's towards you, they're projecting all this hate. Put up your little mirror, take your disco ball, and let it reflect back out to them. Okay? Show them love and kindness, for they know not. My perception might be different from their perception. My perception might be different from your perception, but I still respect. And I still want to show everybody kindness to an extent. That doesn't mean I'm, sparkle farts and unicorns and fairy dust all the time, but I still show kindness. I'm pulling from the Palladian Oracle deck. I think the Pleiades gets a little overplayed, but it's usually because they're the closest to us genetically that a lot of people latch onto the Palladian thing and don't want to move from there, even though you're also Venusian. and Arcturian and Sirian. Millions of star clusters that are not really necessarily stars. Those confounded. I'm not saying that Nos confounded is right either, but no. Why I say oh no is because this particular card, it's not in my paradigm. Cute card. I'll show you in a second. Not my paradigm. Though I like the Ashtar. The Galactic Federation. I'm not a fan of them. Although we'll take the meeting and just move on from that. The Ash card arrives when the universe is attempting to fully bring out your leadership into the light. Just like Ashtar, you two have undergone certain challenging life initiations to make you the being you are today. The Pleiadians and many of our universal allies come to you on this card to remind you that your leadership is needed in your world at this moment. Now is a time to step into the forefront and reveal your natural abilities and talents to the world. Although this may sometimes be scary at first, the rewards of stepping into your leadership role far outweighs all temporary fears. Okay, I have a big problem with Ashtar and the Galactic Federation, whatever they want to call it. I don't like it. It's a label. I don't know why. That's okay though. But the message is still pretty brilliant because it is now speaking on the terms of where we're headed. We're moving into a new life. So you got to come into your understanding that you got to step into your leadership role. I know that I've been slow walking in this channel for a long time into my purpose. My purpose was to help people go through the books and to find the content that needs to be at least examined a little further. Now I'm moving and shifting. I've always been doing this. I'm still not in my major role. I'll get there, but we're stepping into it, and that is first allowing yourself to be your authentic self and taking the bull by the horns and coming and acknowledging your abilities. So give yourself grace if you haven't figured it out yet. And it's okay, but start empowering yourself for that. Quantum heart. Quantum heart. When this card is present, it is your Pleiadian allies requesting for you to open up your dimensional availability by tuning into the radiance of your quantum heart. It is here in your heart space where the star incarnate has access to the multidimensional universe or quantum highway. These quantum realms, which your Earth scientists are starting to discover, grant one access to the space of miracles, where one is able to rewire the past, rewrite karmic contracts, dismantle outdated soul agreements. It's just shifting your timeline back, basically. The possibilities are infinite when one accesses the quantum heart, and this card signifies that much choice is being presented to you at this moment. Now is a time where the universe is granting you an open lane highway and asking you where to navigate through your choices. Yes, we have a mission and focus, but there is also self-mastery and free will built into the equation right now. It is a time where the canvas is blank and the universe is giving you the pen to write your story. So many of us are being asked to tap into the multidimensionality that you beautiful souls are. Are you journeying in that direction? Are you? Like I said, it's a slow walk, but you're being asked to at least give it the attempt. Understanding it's not just this physical vehicle, that you are infinite, you're the fractal of the diamond in all things, and understanding where your bigger chunks are, and that's where they're inhabiting, and understanding this is just one little snippet of a bigger picture. When you can really embody that and not say things are outside of yourself, like everybody's like, Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior. No, that is in me. I'm resurrecting into the new life. I just had a death of the old life. I'm rebirthing into the new. Everything is inside of you. The universe is inside of you. You have a universe going on inside of you that you're consciously not even aware of. Do you know how much is going on inside your body with your cells and all the juices and all the hormones and all the chemicals in your body right now? Are you aware of that? Take a breath and think about the molecules entering your mouth and going down into your windpipe and going into your lungs, and then what your blood cells are doing, what the cells in your body are doing once they receive that oxygen. Can you see that process going on in your head concurrently in the time is now watching me? And all the microscopic things moving on your face right now and eating it. And all the parasites and bacteria. Sorry, I'm not here to gross you out, but I'm here to give you a reality that the universe is really inside you. And yeah, things play out on the outside because thoughts create things. So let's clean up our thinking. And I'm being silly for a reason, because it's heavy energy right now. I haven't taken these out yet on a video. The weasel and pine introspection. I've been doing a lot of this. This is the process before the new life happens. We need to introspect so we know what we're canceling, clearing, and deleting out of our lives and moving forward with the new fresh pine scent. Introspection. All those questions, all the deeper stuff. Spot on. The cat and lavender. Independence. I pulled a kitty. And it's a black one. Yeah. A lot of us might find ourselves alone in this moment, and physically. Not in a relations or feel in a relationship of feeling alone. The independence is like you could stand up on your 2 feet because this journey is yours and yours alone. No one can do the journey for you. People can hold your hand during it, but you got to step into your authenticity and your empowerment to walk it yourself. And only you could do the work on yourself. So take this sign as a cute little kitty telling you it's okay. The spider and the passion flower, creative ingenuity. It's the time to, the new life happens. You need to create new things. It's a time to create new things. So whether, like I was saying earlier, going out and doing something different So if you're not one to, you like reading books, but you read it in the house, why don't you go to the park and read your book? Like I went to a cat cafe, never been. Didn't cost me a thing to go in there, but I went in there. What are you doing different? Like I want to go find a swing and go to the park and go sit on a swing and enjoy myself. Like I don't need another person to do that with me. I could do that myself and it's free. Um, what is it that you can do that's different? Change. Maybe you love watercolor, but you never really used acrylic paint. I'm just using that as an example. Try it. You never know what you're gonna not or not like if you don't try. Okay, at least you have the experience down, and then you could place your opinion on it. A lot of people talk about doing stuff, but actually never have done it, and because they watch a YouTube video, think they're freaking experts when you never actually walk the walk. Yeah, I built a shed. I watched it on YouTube. I like these cards. I have the tiny cards. Here we go. We found one. Abundance, clairvoyant treasures. The owl is a mysterious and otherworldly creature found in folklore from east to west. The white owl in this particular deck is the companion of the goddess Lakshmi and represents wealth, beauty, and good fortune. When the owl card appears, it's an omen that a boon or treasure is on the way, either in spiritual or material form. With owl wisdom on your side, you will see and know exactly what to do with this boon, how it can further serve your dharma and bring abundance to the world. Trust that the wellspring of treasures is infinite. I trust. Are you trusting? It's hard for some of us because I'm let down all the time. I hate to say it that way, and I'm not trying to be illogical saying that or speaking negatively. It's the truth. But I just have a hard path. Camel, resourceful, independent, knows oneself. The camel can handle absolutely anything as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenge with ease, even in the face of excess heat, judgment, or anger. The camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water to calm the situation. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance. That's 3 times that balance came out. Fire and water. Oh, my signs. And being responsible for one's own reactions. The camel is a wonderful traveler and especially fond of trips to faraway lands as Mr. Camel flies to the floor. Sorry about that, guys. Hi, Spirit. Hi. As usual, always on it. And lastly, because I know I'm chewing ears off here, I mean, there is an essential theme of balance in your life. Get excited because things are gonna definitely start happening. That's up to you, but that's also divine orchestration and timing. Sometimes we need to be patient. I know I am. Even though I start work in August, it doesn't mean I get my first paycheck and probably until September. So I have to make it another this month and next month. Can I do it? Let's hope so. I'm working my booty off trying to get some work, like painting and stuff done, in hopes that I could sell it so I can eat. I already lost 10 pounds. I'm actually needing to do that. I'm a little too heavy for my likeness. And that's a lot of my health too. But of course. Aeon Soph. Ain. Okay, we're not saying anything bad here. A way through the struggle has already been clear. Wait, hello, brain. A way through the struggle has already been created for you, and you are being led onto the path. Your authentic soul path may include recognition and acclaim, notable success and admiration. Be grateful, but do not be bedazzled or distracted by such experiences. Focus on what connects you to your heart and grounds you in the simplicity of spiritual truth, which is the practice of love, kindness, and peace. This will allow for successful progress in the material world without disturbing the sanctity of your soul. Receptivity is the key to unlocking this white light of spirit. When we are open to it, surrender to the wisdom and willing to place the wisdom above our own opinions, we are capable of receiving and benefiting from it. If we are trying to dictate its course, to contrive and control it to meet our needs as we think they should be met, then we are not being receptive. The path of control and dominance is regressive. It is not sacred magic, and it is not of the spirit. I read that for a reason. Acknowledgement is the beginning of healing. If something isn't quite right, be kind and wise enough to admit it. Then seek out the genuine light, which will invoke peace in your heart. Have the courage and trust to let go of approaches that will not lead you anywhere worth going. As you open yourself to what is, even the unexpectedly difficult twists of fate, you will become even closer to the radiant grace and luminous clarity, which is reassuring you, healing you, and guiding you and loving you. What a reading. And these are way different cards than I usually pull. Some similar and some the same. But we're just getting affirmed that we're on the brink of change. The transformations of our old world is collapsing, the new world is changing, and some of us are a little ahead of the curve when it comes to the changes. Remember, we are the way showers. Many of us are the people setting the tone and in the path. Someone has to be first. And there's a huge wave of us that are the first wave, not Dolores Cannon's wave, but the wave of people who are setting the standards out of healing, moving forward. What do we want to focus on? How can we all collectively manifest a world when no one knows what they want? Because they're still stuck in the 3D material world, dealing with the past, dealing with what played out, dealing with evil monsters that are going to bite you from under the bed. If we continuously feed this energy, and not to say that not to give it attention, we need it. because we learn from what not to do moving forward, but there are some of us that are preparing our energy to be moving forward because no one's going to be there to guide us once people catch up. It's a chain. So I already feel the energy. I know about the energy. And then when more people come and meet that energy, they'll start helping me manifest the future world. But it's us going through the thick of the shit right now that are the first wavers that are seeing the transformations for ourselves right now. Not everybody's going to it's not going to happen to everybody in this now moment. There is shifts for everybody that is happening now, but we're going through the liquid phase and the chrysalis becoming butterflies, and we're soon to be out flying free. So take any of this as if it resonates with you. If not, that's okay. It's a collective reading. It's for everybody. If you didn't get anything out of it, that's okay. Don't worry. I'm not affected. I'm not offended either. I'm here to help others, and it's not all going to clash the same way with everybody. We all have different circumstances. But I hope you guys got something out of today, out of me just ranting and putting some dots together. Let me know if the music played and if that's something you might be interested in hearing during a meditation. I might just do no sound. I don't know. I'd have to go back when this video is ended and listen to the sounds and see what works. So I thank you all for that, and hopefully it works. Sending each and every one of you love, like a passion, grace, shielding, a protective energy. Please go within. Please be the physical shoulder for somebody to lean on. And I say that because sometimes, like, people like me do need a physical hug. Be the lighthouse for others, for them to find you. See your truths. Like the Palladian card said, go out and speak your truth. We need more of you doing that, because that gives other people the permission slip to talk. Please go within. And I hope all of you have the rest of your weekend go fabulous. And please check me out on TikTok. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much. And my gratitude to everybody who's helping me in this really difficult time. Thank you so much. Once again, my angels are coming in from all different directions, and I'm very blessed for so many of you. Thank you guys. Bye for now.